make a video, gotta make a video, gotta make a video, but I've got no plan. Do you know what's cool? Scientific explanations are actually, at the heart of it, really simple and very elegantly put together and easy to understand. I think that's how you can spot pseudoscience quite easily, because they'll be trying to explain a large model, problem, whatever, but the explanation at its very base level will have to be so complicated that it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. None. I could do a musical analogy for this. With me. With the guitar. For example, let's take this as an example. This guy is explaining something to do with how the Earth is a battery, and that somehow fits in with flat Earth, and it somehow gives an explanation for certain things that happen on the flat Earth. Now, I've watched this several times, and I've watched lots of other videos on this guy's channel about I can't work out for the life of me what he is talking about, but this is a very basic overview, and you'll see what I mean by basic.
Alright, so this video is going to be about world gradients.
World gradients. I don't know what they are either, but by the end of this video we should.
And for those of you that don't know, all I'm doing is applying the galvanic cell and the thermogalvanic cell to our world. We have four basic components for the galvanic cell: the anode.
So basically the Earth is a battery.
Pole,
that's the idea.
Cathode, which is the positive pole, and the oceans, which are electrolyte, also the atmospheric electrolyte, and the salt bridge, which is the Earth. In the galvanic cell, energy moves from the anode to the cathode. So in this case, the anode, being the moon, transfers energy.
I'm going to skip ahead because I am.
Which is a radiating of heat through chemical reaction. So the moon being cold and the sun being hot, we have a temperature differential. This temperature differential plays into the thermogalvanic cell. The thermogalvanic cell produces energy by this.
Okay, so in this explanation of whatever the hell it is he's trying to explain, the moon has to be cold, the sun has to be hot. We've heard this from other people who don't understand how, temperature radiation works. I mean, it's not about not understanding how that works, it's about not understanding how anything works.
Voltage and current. So for the anode side, we have a higher voltage and a higher resistance. And for the cathode, we have a higher current and a lower resistance. We also have atmospheric stratification, and
Are you following along?
And this is a layering of different elements at different points from ground to the atmosphere. So as the cathode or sun moves over the oceans, it increases the temperature in the oceans. Now the water, as it heats, expands and allows more salt in.
I assume you're still keeping up with this very basic overview of whatever this is.
Its energy and helping it release these gases from the oceans. The main gas to do with the cathode or sun is chlorine. We have the cooling of the moon and this condensing effect. So it's acting like a distillation and condensing and refining element. The salt bridge, or Earth in this case, is neutral. Through it has the movement of waters and salts, and I've labelled this the ionic flow of aquifers. We also have a type of molten salt bridge, which is to do with magma and lava. I hope you have enjoyed this basic overview, and thanks for
Yeah,
watching.
that was a basic overview. We don't know what it was a basic overview of. But the thing is, my point was, this is how you can spot pseudoscience quite easily. Because the guy speaking, he knows some words that have to do with batteries, particular types of batteries. And he's applying this language in a way that, you know how you can listen to someone speak and not know what they're talking about because they're talking at a level that is above you. But you know, you can follow the conversation, but the detail gets lost. The problem with this is it's impossible to know what he's talking about because he's not making any actual sense at all. None. If you don't understand it, it's not because you don't understand it, it's because it's not understandable, because it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The reason you can make a musical analogy of this is because science, like I say, science, when it explains a big thing like the Earth and the shape of it, it's actually it gives a very simple explanation, i.e. the Earth is round, it goes round the sun, the moon goes round the Earth, and that explains days, seasons, the sun's position in the sky, why the stars are different in different hemispheres. Pick a thing, anything to do with, anything, it's explained by that model of the Earth. And the model of the Earth and the solar system at its heart is very simple. It's not shrouded in bullshit. So, a good example, the way I would do it is pseudoscience is shrouded in words that don't make sense, that don't fit, that shouldn't be there, spoken by someone who clearly doesn't actually understand what it is they're saying. And you can tell. You can tell when someone's lying. You can tell when someone's talking bullshit. So a pseudoscience riff or a pseudoscience chord progression would sound a bit like this. Horrible. Yeah? Horrible. A scientific chord progression, an all-encompassing, well, not an all-encompassing one, let's call it a detailed scientific chord progression, would be a bit... You can hear what's going on. But it's a bit inelegant, isn't it? Because it's too detailed. It's got too much information in one go. Now, if you were to take a large problem, a large model like the solar system or the Earth, you can break it down to its simplest components and it becomes something very elegant, I think. Still a few bum notes in there because every so often someone says something that you don't really understand anyway. But you know what I mean? Bullshit just sort of shrouds what's actually going on. Pretty much all so I can't think of anything else to say now. life is made more difficult by the fact that I've got a blister on the end of my finger that burst yesterday from trying to play bass, and I was really, really, really bad at bass. So I guess the point is the correct explanation is normally the most elegant one. It isn't full of noise. Really, I just fancied making a video and I couldn't think of what to do it about, so... Oh, you should listen to Simon and Dan's podcast, it's really good. Toodaloo! I'll play myself out. I'll play myself out.